What's up, y'all? John Melton coming to you live. Got my microphone, got my setup, got my studio. Listen, I'm ready to rock and roll. We're going to have an amazing conversation for Money Monday. Yes, yesterday was my birthday. And then today's my daughter's birthday. She turned 16, but she's in school. So she's having to unfortunately go to school today, but we'll celebrate with her later today. Plus, she had a big old Sweet 16 party with all her friends on Saturday night. We're still recuperating from that. Just kidding. But I'm really excited because Kathy, I want to make sure I am live and I can see us. Make sure you let us know in the comments if you can see us, you can hear us, because I have an absolute rock star on today. And this is someone that's like just starting to crush it. Kathy, you started posting on Instagram, what, like 5 months ago?
No. I started posting probably September of 23. I started with there in May. That's when
like 11 months ago, you literally started posting on Instagram.
Yes, I went from posting a family picture to making real stories and all of it. Yes.
So let's just be clear, y'all. She just started posting like a year ago, a little over a year ago. And then what was it in May? What happened in May? You started a new account?
Yes. Michelle found me. She found.
So just in 5 months ago, started a new account. How many followers do you have now?
100,000. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even know who I am, honestly. I don't know who I am.
What's so cool about it, though, is there's people that, have been posting for years, and maybe they struggle with the content creation. They struggle with views, having a video go viral like you've had, and figuring out that niche, right? We hear all about like, you got to figure out your niche, and you got to figure out like who's your ideal client and all this. And listen, obviously a lot of us have had to evolve with social media over time, because sometimes what was working a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago ain't working today. But what I love is this is an example of what somebody can accomplish when they do figure out their niche, when someone does show up authentically, consistently, and you have a couple videos pop off. And like, obviously not all 100,000 of those people are watching every video or paying attention, but a percentage will be. And not only that, but I've seen you keep rank advancing this month, right? You keep hitting new ranks because of all the leads that you're now converting into customers. And to me, this is what it's all about. So whether you just started posting on social media or Instagram, or you've been posting for years, you will get value from this conversation, because Kathy's going to share with you what she's done. Because I think we can all agree that if you could even get like 10,000 new followers in 5 months, let alone 100, that would probably be good for business. So Kathy, what's up? Happy to have you on Money Monday for the very first time.
Yes, I'm honored and happy to be here and ready to answer.
Welcome. I would love for you to start off before we get into the goods. Can you share with everyone like a little bit about your background? Because obviously, I think part of the reason you've done so well is your background and knowledge as a nurse practitioner, but then you took that and turned it into content. So maybe you could share with everyone like your backstory, prior to getting involved in business and, becoming a social influencer.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I hate that term. Yes. So yes, I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse for over 30 years, a nurse practitioner for 25 years. And I've always been a side hustler. I've always kind of wanted my own business. I knew that. I sold jewelry at one point. I would side hustle in urgent care, doing things like that. When the digital marketing business exploded and these courses that came out, I don't know if you guys are all aware of them, but there were like courses out there where people were making money online, building their own businesses. I followed a lot of nurses and watched them blow up. And I said, you know what, I would love to do this. I honestly really wanted to do it for education. I work in peds is my background, and I wanted to help parents navigate the healthcare system, but I can't do that because I'm contracted with my hospital. So I cannot do that. So I was like, what else can I do? Let me talk about being in midlife and staying in shape. I'm one of those women that work with a lot of younger women and women that are older than me. And they always say, how did you lose the weight? How did you get in shape? What are you doing? I've always been a cardio addict. I've always been an exerciser. I've always been in health and wellness, like personally. So I was like, that's my niche. I'm going to talk about midlife women and working out. And that's what I did. I filmed myself. I started, like I told you, in September 23, filming myself working out in my basement, in my backyard, whatever. And I would film it. Then I had a woman that said, oh, I'm going to audit your account. Let me help you. I'm going to audit your account and help you get better at what you're doing. She said, listen, you're in good shape, but nobody wants to see you work out. You're not a coach. You're not a fitness trainer. Nobody wants to see that. You should do something else. And I didn't know what I was doing. And I listened to her. And I stopped for a while and I was posting B-roll and talking about selling courses. And I hated it. My heart wasn't into it. I got rid of the account. I started a new account in December. That is the account that you see now that I have. And it was really to inspire women to not give up. We can still look good if we're in perimenopause, menopause, if we're in our 50s, like stay in shape. And that's what I started doing. And how I came to Modere is super interesting. I engaged my audience and asked them a question and said, what kind of collagen is everyone using? Because my knees ache every day and I've been using collagen powder
Mm.
forever. Swear to God, true story. And someone who I don't even think is part of our Modere pod came on and told me, you have to try Modere. Excuse me, dog. And there were a ton of women that were like, yes, you have to try it. That's the best one. That's the best one. I tried the collagen. And from there, Michelle discovered me on somebody else's live talking. And she said, you need to be doing this. You need to be selling this. So, and that's how I got to Modere and started selling collagen.
That's so cool. And then when you started putting out the content in the beginning, was it immediate that you started getting some followers and some interaction, or was it?
No. Okay. So everybody, yes, no, I think you're the one that says this. You're going to suck before you're good at this. I would post videos and I would get like, my husband would like it. My neighbor would like it. I think people from work would share it and talk about me, or people from your childhood would share it and be like, what is she doing? Yeah, no, you felt like a horrible fool, but I just kept posting. And I have that personality. I'm very stubborn and I'm like, I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to get better at this. And I try and encourage everybody in our group chat now to just keep posting. Don't if only your mother is viewing it, it's okay. If I'm the only one viewing it, it's okay. You're going to get better. You just got to keep doing it.
You said when I first asked you, I go, what do you think is like your secret to blowing up like you did recently? You're like, I'm just stubborn. Like, I'm just going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it until it works. And that really is the mindset and mentality you have to have. And you obviously had a couple videos go viral. Is that kind of how it started? And then you were like, ooh, I figured out something.
Yeah. So interestingly, I would post myself working out, as I still do. And it was one video that I didn't even want to post. It was a little bit grainy. I was in my basement. Like, we have a pool table, and the pool table kind of was like partly in it. And I remember thinking, oh, you know what? All these gurus say just post it and don't stress about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And it really wasn't. But what I said, what got them, was my hook. I said, would you rather learn how to lose menopause belly fat from a 20-something influencer or from a 53-year-old woman who did? And it went nuts. I think I got 50,000 followers from that. And I've never tried to go viral. I just try and post, and it went crazy. So from there, then everybody discovered me and started to like old content, which is interesting too.
Well, it's also interesting because you don't have to have a big following. You don't have to go viral to build this business, but it is an advantage, right? Just like your background is not something another person has to have, but it helps, right? There are certain things that do help. And we can sit here and say, well, this person is successful because of this, and this person's crushing it because of that. But we all have something unique. It could be work ethic. It could be you're, young, so you have plenty of time to figure it out. It could be you're willing to go live, where most people are afraid to go live, or they're afraid to just post, or some people are afraid to promote their products, right? Because they're worried that once they do start to go viral, once they do start to get some popularity, that now they're like afraid to like promote their stuff because they might turn people off. So maybe you could talk about that. Like, how do you incorporate your products? And is there like in the beginning when you first started popping off, did you immediately start promoting the products, or did you kind of wait a little bit? Did you like think about that, or was that just like, let me do it when it feels comfortable? Maybe you could talk a little bit about that too.
So I told my story, and I think it's really, really important. We all have a story, and it may take you a while to figure out what your story is. And we have many stories. One of my stories shared was that I was a cardio addict, and I have had many injuries being a cardio addict, including 2 torn meniscus. And I stopped running. Actually, with all this weight loss, I stopped running and I started walking more. I was getting more steps. I was taking powder collagen, it wasn't helping. And I started taking liquid collagen, and I noticed a difference within 2 weeks. And that is a genuine, honest story. I don't lie. I tell people honestly what I take, what I like, what I don't like. I think when you're honest, you had to build know, like, and trust with your audience, with these people. There's studies that show that they have to see you 8 times before someone is going to purchase from you. I do feel like on Instagram, people are quicker to pull the trigger and purchase than they are on Facebook and TikTok. I could be wrong, but I do feel like there's sometimes people will see me for the first time and purchase something, where others, they will follow me for months before they pull the trigger and purchase something. I'm also honest about price. I tell people I get it. I know what it's like. I have 2 kids in college. I have a mortgage. My husband totaled his car. I understand. Stay with me and I'll let you know when things go on sale if it's too expensive. And people appreciate that, and people will still order it. They'll still order it because they're going to tell me when it's on sale. She's also going to tell me that it's expensive and she gets it. I think sharing your story, building trust. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other things that you just got to, you got to just keep talking to your audience. And I'm telling you, I post every single day like a psychopath. I do. I post
Well, I was just going to ask too, and don't worry, guys. We'll also like show where her account is, so you can pull that up. But I'd like to know with like stories, reels, lives, TikTok, Facebook. What is like because I didn't even look at your Facebook or TikTok. So is your primary Instagram number 1? Number 2, where are you getting most of your like sales, or where are you getting the leads from? Is it stories, reels, lives, Instagram, Facebook?
I'm on Instagram primarily, but every single thing that I post on Instagram automatically goes to Facebook. That's a nice feature that we have in the app. I get most of my interest from Instagram. I have a ton of people on Instagram that message me and communicate with me, and most of my sales and conversions are from Instagram. I sell in stories, I sell in reels, I sell in carousels, and I sell in lives. I sell in all of them, I have to be honest. But I'm kind of like Michelle, like I get back to everyone. I have a ton of automations, but I reply to people and answer their questions. So I may not get back to them right away, but I get back to people. And you sometimes feel like a therapist, but I'm in my DMs constantly communicating with people, and it's very helpful. I think that it's important that you can't be saying the same thing over and you can repeat, because you are repeating yourself in sales, but I add trends, I add music. My stories aren't always the same. People will be like, I liked you better when you weren't selling curb. Okay, well then unfollow me. But like, I don't sell curb every day. I try to talk about other things other days. And, so when you mix it up, you're not losing them to somebody else. They're not following somebody else. They want to follow you because they like you and what you have to say. And I kind of mix it up. But I do follow the trends. I make trendy things. I do text on screen on B-roll. I do a lot of talking to camera. I do a lot of carousels. And I have lots of tips, like for the new people, if you want me to share for new people that are out here, how to get started. I have so many tips for them on how to
let's hear it. Let's hear some tips. Yeah, I love that.
All right. So people are so embarrassed to put themselves on screen. So number one thing, then just do B-roll. You don't even have to have your face. You could be filming, you could be cooking, just film a ton of B-roll. I told somebody this yesterday that's in our group. Sundays are the day that you have the most energy, or when your hair and makeup looks good, or whatever you want to do, film as much as you can. Change your shirt, film as much as you can, doing things around the house. You could be sweeping the floor and scrubbing the toilets, whatever's relatable to your audience, and save it in an album. That's your B-roll. So then anytime John comes up and says, oh my God, did you hear about this new blah, blah, blah? You have a video, you put the text on screen, done. That can be a story, it can be a reel, it can be a carousel. People that don't like to be on camera, get in the car. The sun is beautiful. That's why everyone films in the car, because the light is so good. And put a pair of sunglasses on, because you get embarrassed. You're less embarrassed when you have your sunglasses on and you're filming yourself. And just talk to camera and say, somebody said to me, in our group said to me, well, my nurse friends can't believe I'm down 12 pounds. I'm like, done, go record that in the car. Like, that's what you say. And that's believable. What are you texting to your friends? What are you saying to your girlfriends? It should be a conversation, and just film yourself in the car, put them in an album and save them. Going live. People don't like going live. Going live is great. You're only talking to one person. You're not standing in a conference room in front of thousands of people. Going live is totally easy. And if you're really nervous, pick somebody else, talk to each other. So say John and I, we did not do this, but say John and I talk to each other and be like, ask me this question, I'll answer that. Then you ask me this. And then it's And then you just have your friends listening to you going live and you're practicing with somebody else. And it's good for practice, but you got to film yourself every single day.
I love that.
I
I love that so much too. But what about for people that, like you said, that are brand new, they're just getting started? When they go live, do you have a certain like? Do you think it's just like, hey, just tell stories, just talk for 5 minutes, just go live for like 5 minutes? What's like your suggestion there?
I think you have to let people know that you're going live rather than all of a sudden just popping. Like everyone knows Michelle is a breakfast show. We know that she's going to be on every morning. Ashley May does every morning. We know she's going to have a breakfast show. You don't have to have a breakfast show, but when you go live, take a picture of you and the person you're going to go live with and what you plan on answering all your questions about Curb. And that could be your live. You post it on your stories. You put the time that you're going to be there. And then when you and the person that you're going live with, you can just answer questions that the commonly asked questions that people have about Curb or about collagen or about 5-day drop, whatever it is. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that's perfect. And I think for a lot of people, that's probably the best thing to do is go live with other people, you know, and look, like you said, you're talking to one person. Sometimes people are like, what do you mean I'm talking to one person? There's 10 people on. Yeah, but you're only talking to one person because one person is sitting there on their phone watching you talk to them. So you don't need to say like, hey guys, what's going on? Like you're presenting on stage. Like you mentioned, it really is important to look at the camera dot and talk to that one person. And ultimately, once you start doing this consistently, you'll start to get questions and comments. And I always say, you know, you're on the right path when you get questions and when you get compliments, or, you know, people are thanking you for sharing your story, sharing your perspective. And I think a lot of times we get away from the story. We want to put on like our salesman hat and we want to like talk about the ingredients and talk about the features and what it does. And that's good. You want to incorporate that. Of course, you want to talk about, oh, I have better energy, better sleep, better mental clarity. I don't have the brain fog, whatever your product does. That is important. But if you tell a story, facts tell, stories sell. There's a reason that is such a cliche, because like you said in the very beginning, Kathy, you started telling your story, your personal experience, what you were able to accomplish, and people relate to people. They don't relate to ingredients. They don't relate to percentages and compensation plans. But if you're like, hey, I just got started on this program. I like program versus product. I just got started on this program or this system, and here's what I've experienced. Like you said, you know, within 2 weeks, you could tell the difference on this new liquid collagen versus the powdered collagen that you've been taking all this time. That's a personal story, and it's authentic. It's real, right? And you could also look, I think it's important for sometimes for those of you that do start creating content is to also incorporate, which this sounds funny, but some negativity. We learned this from Chalene Johnson years ago. She said, how do you build know, like, trust on an infomercial? Because these people don't know you. They're not your followers. They have no idea who you are. She goes, if you're like 80 to 90% positive and then 10% like negative, where you're like, this product is amazing. It does this, it does that. I love it because of this, this, and this, but it doesn't taste great, or, but it's a little expensive, or, but at first, like I had to get used to, you know, taking it. I kept forgetting to take, like there are ways to incorporate some negative, something negative about your product, the opportunity, whatever you're promoting, because it actually builds know, like, trust, because they're like, oh, they're not just selling me. They're actually telling me some of the negatives as well. It makes you seem like you're not, because if all you're doing is like, this is the best thing ever, it's amazing, it's going to change your life, it sounds too hypey. So I think all of these little things, you're probably doing this naturally, Kathy, and that's why you've been so successful and went from 0 to hero, 100,000 followers in 5 months, because you're just telling people the truth. What else would you say for like people that are busy or they got a lot going on and maybe they don't necessarily know the kinds of content to create? And I think a lot of people, that's another struggle, is they get analysis paralysis.
Yeah, that's a huge one. It's called the doom scroll. Like you're scrolling to get ideas, but then you're looking at everyone else and saying, wow, their content is so much better than mine. It's so much better. I can't do it. It's like super produced. And it's like, so you can't doom scroll. And I have notes in my phone that I could, if I published it, it would probably be like this thick, because every time I have an idea, I go to the notes in my phone and I voice memo myself. I'll think of something. What I'm always trying to do is when I'm scrolling for content to get the ideas. And again, I work a full-time job and I have a dirty house that I have to clean, and I have a life. So it is hard. So I keep notes in my phone. I have these ideas, I'm always trying to put a twist on somebody else's, because you don't want to copy other people's. If all of us are putting out the same content, it's going to be, nobody's going to be interested in any of us. So I take things from maybe interior designers and put a twist on it and make it more about me. If you're taking everything in fitness and wellness, it's all going to be the same blah that we're putting out.
Do you have a certain amount of time that you are doing like your research and you're like getting trend? Like, where do you come up with your trend ideas? Do you spend like 5 minutes a day kind of scrolling? What is your mindset
I scroll. I spend way too much time scrolling on my phone. That's a good tip. So if I go onto Instagram Reels and I will scroll, if I like something, I save it. Sometimes I'll screenshot it and I will write right on it. Do supplements, talk about this. You can use this. Like, I will write exactly what my idea is, and I have them all saved on my Instagram. But I scroll in the morning. I'm always scrolling. I walk a lot. So I walk before work. I walk when I'm at work, afterwards. So like, I will scroll on my phone a little bit while I'm walking. I scroll at night before bed, which I shouldn't be. I scroll in the morning. But yeah, and I'm just tagging things and music, and I'm saving trending music, and I'm trying to keep up with the trends because the algorithm likes it. It likes when you're trending. It likes when you're posting every day. It likes when you are talking to the same.
You post once a day?
I post at least once a day. Yes.
So when you say once, so it could be a reel, could be a carousel, but just one post a day.
And stories. Here's a tip on stories. If you're selling really hard, you have like there's the best Black Friday deal you've ever heard of in your life. There should only be one story. And people will disagree with this, but one story, you're going to get more views. If you notice, if you post stories, even on Facebook, the first story does really well. The second one, not as well. The third one, not as well. The fourth one, not as well. Just post one story. And other days when you're doing behind the scenes, here I am cooking, here I am working out, I'm walking my dog. You can have multiple stories. You want people engaging in your stories because that also teaches the algorithm that they like your content, and they'll keep pushing it out. Reels, stories, all of it to your other followers.
I love that. When do you go live?
I don't consistently go live. When I'm feeling a vibe, I go live. If I have something, but I should go live once a week. I used to go live a lot more. I'm so busy. But I think going live is also really good for the algorithm. They like it. They like that even if there's no one on your live, talk as if there is somebody on your live. Talk, be happy, the algorithm up on that you're trying. It really does.
But I think it's kind of cool. You're basically saying you don't go live every day.
No.
Yeah. I like that, because some people, that is an overwhelming thought. They're like, oh, live I get people that are like, I don't want to go live every day like Michelle. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to go live every day like Michelle, but you're probably never going to put up 60,000 in personal sales. But it's okay if you do 6,000 could happen with you doing lives less often. I mean, the reason Michelle does it, because this is what she does full time. She's extremely passionate about it. Same thing with Ashley. Same thing for, I go live quite a bit, right? I go live because I love going live. And I think ultimately you have to do what works for you. But the worst thing you could do is nothing and say, I don't really know what to post. And I, overthink. When in reality, Kathy was in the exact same boat just 5 months ago, 6 months ago. That's what's so crazy to me, is that she exploded with her content because, like she said, she was stubborn and consistent. Now, I will say this, Kathy, I think it'd be cool if you did like a weekly show. Like I do Money Monday every Monday afternoon. So that could be cool, just to have something to commit to, whether it's a morning show or a weekly show, just something that people can count on, because it is a really cool thing. And you could have like guests on, kind of like I'm having you on right now. So that could be a really neat idea. But, at the end of the day, I think it is beautiful to just, know that you can do it whenever you feel like it, because you don't need to do it to convert leads and sales. And that would be my next question for more advanced conversation. What are some of the tools you're using to like build your list, capture leads, communicate with leads? I know you have some advanced automation, like you said too.
I do. So I have a protein guide, and it's free. Everyone should have something free. And even if you're brand new, you don't need to have an automation system. But if someone is commenting protein, you can send it to them manually. If you're just getting started, you're not going to have hundreds of people asking. I switched over to a automation because I was getting so many requests for people for our products and for a free protein guide. That captures an email. So before anyone can download anything free or want to pay for anything, they have to give me their email address, and they have to agree to give me their email address. So not only do I have a VIP list for the Black Friday sale, I have more emails than I have followers, which seems insane, but you don't have to follow me to get the free protein guide. So I have, no lie, about 200,000 emails. It's insane to me, but I do. And I don't send emails out every week. I wait and I try and tell them, like, I'm not going to spam you, but when you get an email from me, you're going to want to open it because there's going to be something good in there. Yeah.
200,000
Well, I know.
emails. How did that,
totally blown away. I know.
how did that happen? Is that just in 5 months also?
Yes. Yes. I don't know. I would have things go viral. And it's funny because sometimes, I have a protein guide, or maybe they want to get more information about Curb or collagen or different things. And they will ask about it. And I can see that they've requested all the other things too. So some of them could be duplicates, but it's insane. The email list that I have is insane. So ManyChat is that app that I use, and I don't recommend it for new people. It's totally overwhelming. It's when you get too many requests that you can't get back to everyone. But what I like about ManyChat, on the positive side, if you are building your business, it's a separate app where I can communicate with people. So I don't have to go into Messenger or go into Facebook, Instagram DMs. I can communicate right through the ManyChat app with people, which is really personal. It's nice, nice feature.
Do you only use that for Instagram, or you use that for Facebook too?
I think it's only Instagram. I do think it's only Instagram. I'd have to check.
We used to have that back in the day with our business Facebook page, but I didn't know if it was.
I think you can use it for Facebook too, also. Yeah. But it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
I have no idea. I mean, and the other thing that's interesting, when you don't want to post something, like I said, the one video that went so viral for me, I got like 1 million, and I've never tried to go viral, was grainy. I didn't like it. I almost didn't post it. So like, just post. And I have videos from April that are still going crazy. Like, I'll look on it and I'll be like, oh, 1,000 people like this today. It's October. It's almost November, and people are liking things from April. So like, don't delete anything. Don't archive anything. Leave it in there because people are still clicking on it. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
And then when it comes to your personal sales this month, I think you just surpassed over 7,000 points.
I'd have to look, but yeah, I had a big sale last night from a woman from Canada. I was like freaking out because I couldn't figure out how to help her. She had to go through the global shop, but she was like, I'm ordering for my daughter-in-law, my son-in-law. And I was like, oh my God, hurry up. Let me make this work. And she did. She placed the order this morning. So.
And what'd you do in sales last month?
Lower, not bad. Maybe 5,000.
But the point is, this is your biggest month because obviously you hit ranks that you hadn't hit before. So yeah.
I can say, as a nurse, that's really helped me with this, the newest product, the best product, Curb. Don't get mad at me. I know it's a program, but this product.
No, but it's, of course, I'm just saying in general, it's sometimes when people are like, I have this product. When you say program or system, people are like, oh, what's the system? And then it's like, oh, well, it's this, and these products. But at the end of the day, that one product, I've seen you effectively promoting it, and people are just blown away and they're so curious. So is that part of what's going on?
Oh my God, totally blown away. And I think it's helped me because I can explain really well the science of it because I have this background in nursing. So I understand the science of it really well. And I'm not lying. Like, I was flat out honest. When it first came out, I said, I'm cynical. I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to work like this. If you want to try it, I'm trying it too. That's how I put it out there. I wasn't like,
but that's how you sell. Because people are like, how do I sell something I haven't used? I go, you tell people I haven't used it, right?
And I'm
try it with me.
Yep. You're going to try it with me. And that's what I said. And then everyone's texting me, is it clumping? And what are you doing? And I was like, get this little thing and you put it in there and you blend it all up and you drink it and don't let it sit. And like, these are people communicating back and forth. Then I would also have my friends outside of this that would text me and say, really, does it work? I'm like, do you think I'm lying? Do you think I'm on here lying? Like, I'm not lying to people. I will tell you if I think it works or if it doesn't work. And I think it works and it's good. And that was genuine. And I think people are like blown away by this product, blown away. That's why my sales are through the roof, this product.
But you know what? That's what's funny is people, they actually think that's what salespeople do. They lie. So you get these messages from people like, does it really work? Like, let me ask you a question. Do you think that if it didn't work, I would do videos like that? Do you, like, we're friends, you know me. Do you think I would do that? Like, but this is what people think. That's why they're like, I'm not good at sales, because they think I'm not good at lying. And it's like, okay, I'm not lying though. Like this really does work, but it is cool too, because obviously, you're doing something right when people are asking you questions about the product because they ordered it, right? They're like, how do you make it less chunky? Or you got to drink it as fast as you can, or mix it with room temperature, get a frother, like that stuff. That's it's more than just like sell a product, get paid one time. Like the goal is to have a long-term business and have repeat customers. Like I love knowing I've got customers that have been ordering our liquid collagen since it came out in 2017, right? I love knowing we've got people that order every month. Now you try to stay in touch with them, but even if you don't, because it's a consumable product, most of you are in an MLM or you're in a direct sales company or you're selling something that's a consumable product. The beauty is once you get the customer in, and this, I was just talking to someone else on the team about this because they've always been used to recruiting recruiters to recruit more recruiters in every company they were in. And I'm like, listen, that's cool. But in general, more people are interested in buying a product than selling a product. And if you get a whole bunch of happy customers, those are the easiest people to talk about the opportunity anyway. Even if they don't want to be in the business, they might just share the product naturally and organically because they love the product. So it's easier to get customers and have those product conversations. And then eventually you get this huge email list, you got viral videos, you have a big following. And now anytime you do anything of value, whether it's selling something or just educational and informative, it's going to pop off because you're building that know, like, and trust. And now you have social equity. So now you have to actually be very careful with what you promote and what you share with people, because you're influencing so many people that really don't know you. And that's where I think it is so powerful for us just to share authentically and do our best job to share things that actually help people. And I guess my question for you too would be, what are some of the things you're doing to like, convert sales, or like, are you just, sharing your link in your stories? Are you doing a lot of that one-on-one interaction and conversation with people? How are your sales conversations going?
So I rely heavily on captions. When I post a reel, my captions are very heartfelt, very sincere. They are original, written every single time. I'm not using chat GPT, and I'm selling in every caption. Like I feel better. I have more energy. My clothes fit better. Like I'm always selling. And I do always have a keyword because I want people to download it. And I'm telling you, some people download it 5 times before they have to build up their know, like, and trust. And I also post people's testimonials. I have people saying to me, I've tried this, I'm down 3 pounds. I've tried this. Like Michelle says that all the time. The testimonials are like proof in the pudding. People will really believe it. And people will ask me personal questions. Does it really work? And will I be able to drink it? And what does it taste like? And can I take it if I'm on this medicine, this medicine, this medicine? So I do a lot of everything. Some people purchase without ever communicating with me, and some people want to communicate with me, and I'm down for everything.
Are you using ChatGPT?
I do use ChatGPT. It'll help me a lot with carousels. It's, you know what, if you're new, it's really good. You just have to rewrite it a little bit. You can't use it verbatim because the AI technology will pick that up. And I noticed when I started really writing genuine heartfelt captions, my content did a lot better. And people, I didn't think anybody was reading those captions. People are reading those captions. Yeah, they're reading those captions and replying to them. Yeah, but ChatGPT is golden. If you don't have an idea, I need an idea for a carousel. I'm selling this product. Can you make me 5 slides? I mean, be as specific as possible, and it'll tell you exactly how to make a carousel.
Yeah, it's a gold mine. It really is so crazy too that like didn't even exist a year and a half ago. And now, you can, people will be like, well, how do I create a freebie? I want to create a freebie like Kathy, build an email list, ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT can help you with that. And there's obviously other, software and technology out there like, Canva and different things. But I mean, ChatGPT is literally the greatest tool that has come along for content creation like ever. Right. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's, capable of telling you anything you need to hear or creating anything you need to create. And, it can really help those of you that, again, get that analysis paralysis. And then eventually, like, I don't really use ChatGPT all that much for content, but I use it for other things. Nadia has been using it for, ever since it came out. And it really is something that takes a little time to get used to. But eventually that ChatGPT will understand you and your personality and will help you come up with content. And plus, if you hire a VA, if you guys hire a VA, right, I think all of us would probably imagine that having a virtual assistant is just a good idea and money well spent. You don't necessarily have to do it if you're not ready. And again, it's more advanced, conversation, but eventually your VA can help you with your ManyChat, help you with your email list, help you with, ChatGPT. That's what's so beautiful about outsourcing as well, is like my whole virtual staff, does all this for me at this point, right? But they had to get trained in the very beginning. But now it's like, you know, Bem, Desi, Kyle, Era, these guys can do a better job with my content. Like literally Era just created a video for my daughter's birthday because we like, you know, she has like access to all of our, like I literally got like choked up watching it. I'm like, this is bad. I could have never created a video as good as her, you know? So that, I get so excited about this conversation because the reason, oh, and by the way, I almost forgot to mention, guys, this is why I've been promoting this branding challenge coming up. This is why I'm always talking about social media mastery. This is why I interview rock stars like Kathy, because I want you to get inspired, just like Kathy probably got inspired by the people she was following, listening to 6 months ago, which is how she became who she is right now to be on Money Monday, right? Michelle, same thing. We always hear about Michelle because she's like one of the best I've ever seen. But guess what? She wasn't even in network marketing 6 years ago. And her and I didn't even know each other 2 years ago. So I want you to get inspired by what's possible in 6, 12, 18, 24 months. And this branding challenge that's coming up next month with Eric Worre, Eric's hosting it. But he's got like some of the top network marketers in the world, some of the top thought leaders in the world, like Patrick Bet-David, Brendan Bouchard, Ed Milet, Chalene Johnson, like Mel Robbins, like so many legends. And then we're going to be a part of it, other top earners, and they're going to be sharing tips and tricks and strategies to build your brand. So drop the word brand in the comments or go to mylifestyleacademy.com/branding to register. The first 2 days are free. It's November 11th and 12th. Those 2 days are free. And then the VIP day you do have to pay for. Nadia and I will be speaking on the VIP day. I'm just saying. But anything else you would like to share, Kathy, with people that are on, that want to do what you're doing?
All right. You made me think of 3 things: ChatGPT, VA, but first, Michelle. So if you want to record a video of yourself talk, listen to Michelle's videos where she says in 90 seconds or less, I'm going to tell you, I watched that video. I sat in the car for about an hour and I filmed it over and over and over until I thought it was good. That is one of my videos from April that is still blowing up. Tell your own story. Don't tell her story. She's just sharing, but she shows you how. You can record it, you can edit it, you can put it in there, and it will blow up later. That's number 1. So yes, you got to watch other people, what they're doing. Don't copy, make your own spin on it. But ChatGPT, you know what it's really good for? If you're eating like a really good meal and you're sharing it, right? So you put a picture and you're sharing it on your stories, put the exact ingredients into ChatGPT and say, please calculate the nutritional data. I want the protein, fiber, all of it. And it will give it to you, and boom, because everyone will say to me, well, how much protein is that? How much fiber is that? And well, now ChatGPT is telling me I put 5 ounces of chicken. This is an egg, whatever. That is so priceless for every time I post a picture. And then the last thing on VAs, I hired a VA once to help me. She was great, but she didn't know, she was young. She didn't get my niche. I think that's the hardest part. If you could put us in touch, or maybe the VAs can put us in touch with like finding the right person. That's like, sometimes you get somebody on Fiverr and you don't really know where they're from and what's going on. Like
I have an agency. I have an agency that 2 of my really good friends started their own VA agency about a year and a half ago. And one of the guys is Filipino, Nefty. So yeah, we just refer everybody to him, and people are loving their VA services. I mean, you can use Fiverr or like Upwork, but the problem is you're hiring someone, they may have no understanding of what we do. What I love about Nefty and Shukafe is they're from the MLM world. That's how we met them. So all their VAs work with specifically people like you, people like, you know, Ashley, Michelle, a lot of our top people, not just people in our company. I referred them out to like top earners and dozens of other companies as well. So yeah, those are literally the VAs. Now they are going to be a little bit more expensive. I think they're like $8 an hour instead of like $4 or $5. But they're actually trained to work with us.
I was paying $10 an hour and getting crappy work.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you gotta remind me. I'll connect you to Nefty. He'll do a Zoom call with you, and yeah, they have VAs specifically to work with network marketers. But it's again, like these are the little things that make the biggest difference, especially if you can get somebody that's trained to do all the stuff that you do. Like you said, they gotta, like, you don't want them to be crappy, right? But if they're capable of doing, it's like you can do twice as much because they're doing all the stuff you're used to doing. If you get actually, this is what I heard a long time ago. If you're making 6 figures and you don't have an assistant, you're insane. My argument is, if you want to get to 6 figures, you need an assistant like before that, because then you'll get there faster, right? That's actually the way to look at it. Like we look at it like this. Every time we hire a VA, we make more money. So if we hire 5 more VAs, we make 5 times more money. I mean, it really is the mindset you have to have. The downside is in the beginning, you do have to train them, right? Because there's things that especially those of us that are control freaks. Like I remember in the early days, I was so particular about my team, my messaging. Like I was just like, they're going to mess it up. They're going to mess it up. Now I see people asking questions in our team chats or in my messenger, and my VAs give a better response with more diligence, with more detail than I would. Because I'm just like a bull in a china shop. I want to be like, answer question next, answer question. I'm like, machine gun style where they like thoughtfully respond and, and they're just so kind and patient. And I'm like, wow, that's actually a much better answer than I would have given that person. I would have just been like recording an audio. Oh, just do this, 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 and this. See ya. Like next thing, where they're like, it's more thoughtful. So yes, you got to train them, but here's the beauty, Kathy, once they're trained, now when you hire new people, your VAs train the new VAs.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need that.
That's next level.
I have to spend a little bit of money to make money. And people have been asking me since I hit Platinum 2, I'm getting messages. How did you do it? How do you do your reels? Nobody wants to spend the money. I get it, because I could refer you to all kinds of courses. Go on YouTube. There's such valuable information on YouTube to how to do reels, how to put your text on screen, how to film, how to do it better. And practice. But yeah, you got to go on YouTube and check it out.
Yeah. Well, I just appreciate you sharing, number one. Number two, congratulations, because you are inspiring a lot of people. I think the thing that stinks when someone like you does what you're doing, it basically shows people that it's not Instagram or the algorithm, it's them. Right. And when you show people that, they're like, damn it, I have no more excuse. Because they could easily say, well, Michelle, yeah, of course, look at her. Right. You mentioned Ashley. Oh my gosh, Ashley's so good. And she does this show every morning and she goes live. But you're not doing what they're doing. And it's working really well for you. Really, really well. You're flying through the ranks. You're generating leads. You're building a 200,000. I don't even know how that is insane. That's way bigger than our email list. And we've been doing this for over a decade. So what I think is so great about this and what I love about this is that it terminates excuses. It just tells everyone that literally you could start a brand new account. Now I know some people are going to go, should I start a brand new account? I'm not saying you got to start a brand new account. I'm just saying Kathy did, and look what she's created because she figured out who she wanted to help. Once she figured out who do I want to help, and the easiest people to help are people just like you. So write down all your problems, write down all the things you hate, all the things you love, right? What's your personality? What's your background? Tell your story. And here's a problem I have or had. Here's a solution that I found. And if you do this consistently, that's when the magic happens. Anything else you would like to mention, Kathy?
No, you are definitely talking to yourself 2 years ago. That's the person and how to get this person to do better for the next 2 years, and call that person out every single time. If you look at my content, I say menopausal women, menopause belly fat in every stinking video. If you're talking to nurses, talk to nurses, stay-at-home moms, whoever it is, every single time it's got to be in there. You can't talk to everyone because the algorithm doesn't like it. You can talk to everyone in your stories. That's everyone who's following you. But on your reels, you got to narrow it down, or they don't know where to send your content.
Yeah, like I was talking to this new social marketer on the team, and her name's Teresa, and she's like, I'm 60 years old, and I'm in the best shape of my life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like literally that. Yeah, can you imagine? I'm like, if you start, she's like, oh, I'm just so nervous about putting out content. I'm like, if you can just get over that, like how many women are in their 30s and 40s that want to be in the best shape of their life? Like, you being 60, it's just such an inspiring thing. And again, most of us have a story. We have lots of stories, like you said. We have lots of stories that can inspire people. We have lots of tips. And even if you don't think, well, I'm not an expert. Like I know in our company right now, we have this whole like new program, right? The Body Transformation Challenge, where people can literally become certified mentors in this program. And that's part of the reason they're doing it, because after the 12 weeks, like literally people don't even, there's no excuse. You did the 12-week challenge, you used the products, you got educated. All you have to do, so the one thing people sometimes don't realize is you don't have to be an expert. If you're learning something, you turn around and share it. Let me put it to you like this, okay? Nobody's going to hire me to coach them to play pickleball, right? I've only been playing for a year, but if someone just starts playing, believe me, I can help them. I'm not going to sell coaching, right? Pickleball coaching, but I can definitely, Nadia just played with us yesterday for the first time. It was hilarious. So my son is really good. He got me into it a year ago. And then my daughter is like just raw talent just because she plays volleyball and she's very athletic. And then there's me and then Nadia, who's never played. So the point is, all three of us were helping Nadia, especially like, me and Dylan were really helping her. The point is, we're not like selling coaching for pickle, but we can help people, right? We can help someone play pickleball that's brand new to playing pickleball. So that's who you want to help. So I love that you said you're helping you 2 years ago or 2 days ago, right? Like if I got a flat tire on the side of the road and Kathy pulls over and goes, hey man, like, I've only changed the tire one time, but like, I know how to do it. I did it once. And I'd be like, I've never done it. Help me. You've only done it one time. You're not writing a book on tire changing, but you've done it one more time than I have, which is 0. So we have to start thinking differently about how we can show up and help people. So anyway, get registered for the branding challenge. It's November 11th, 12th, and 13th. If you're VIP, drop the word brand in the comment if you want to get registered. And this is also an example of a call to action. This is an example of me promoting something literally right now. So Kathy, I appreciate you. Congrats on your success.
Thank you.
And let's continue to crush it, sister. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Happy Money Monday. Woo!